Okay, so the background of the Roman world. In 31 BC, there was a key battle called the Battle of Actium. It was a sea battle. And this was an epic sea battle because the whole Roman world was going to pivot and shift on this battle. No one quite knew it at the time. But the battle was between Marc Antony and Cleopatra on one side and Octavian on the other side. And there had already been a civil war in the Roman Republic, and this was the end of the Second Civil War. It was a long period, started with Julius Caesar, crossing the Rubicon, 49 BC, going back then. But now in 31 BC, this final battle is going to be a pivotal moment. Marc Antony and Cleopatra, of course, lose the battle. Cleopatra sails back to Egypt. She's the Pharaoh of Egypt, and that was one of the reasons why many people in the Roman Empire were afraid of her, is because of her power. But anyway, she sails back after the defeat, and of course, tradition says she committed suicide by allowing vipers to bite her. And so this epic sea battle is going to end this civil war and will eventually bring about the end of the Roman Republic, but not the Roman Empire. Octavian will go on to become Augustus Caesar and refer to himself as an emperor. And in 27 BC, just about 4 years after the battle, he will set aside the Senate, or at least control their power. They still remain in place, but they have little power. And so he ends the old republic and begins the Roman Empire. And so he's going to reign as Caesar for a very long time, until AD 14. And so his very long and stable reign, he was a very powerful Caesar, a very strong Caesar, had a lot of, very principled and so forth, and probably the best of the Caesars, and hence known as Augustus Caesar. So during this time, the Roman Empire is going to grow and flourish. Of course, after the Civil War, pieces are coming back together. The unique culture at this time is that there is a lingua franca of Greek that's being spoken throughout the world, and this helped to facilitate the culture, the society, and the government, and so forth. Now, Greek was a sophisticated language. It had a lot of expanded abilities, and it had a powerful vocabulary, and it allowed complex ideas to be communicated. Now, later on, from Rome west, Latin will be spoken more and more frequently, and the eastern part, pretty much from just east of Rome all the way over to the Holy Land, will speak Greek. And that is going to be one of the reasons for a widening rift in the culture, is this language rift, if you will. But at least at the point that Christianity begins, Greek is the lingua franca. And this common language allows for a greater efficiency in society. And so there were large standing armies and navies also in the Roman Empire to bring security, to put down pirates, to keep the roads secure. There was something that was known as the Pox Romana. And this was a kind of a universal peace that helped the empire to grow, because peace and prosperity always come together. You lose peace, and prosperity is soon to follow in leaving. So anyway, the economic benefit of this Pax Romana was palpable. Add to this enormous infrastructure projects that the Romans did, such as 51,000 miles of roads. All roads lead to Rome. 51,000 miles of roads afforded a level of civilization that was unparalleled in history. No civilization is quite as expansive as this and as nice as this. In the ancient world, this was the first world. And many, many people wanted to come there simply because they wanted to enjoy the benefits of that first world. So a great civilization is going to flourish here, and it's in this context that Jesus will be born.